Elton John and the band, Crocodile Rock at number 63. Tonight on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show Countdown, nothing but the best sing-along garage band rock and roll. Here are the Trogs at number 62.
Wow,
And over England's Reg Presley and the Trogs and Wild Thing. Number 62, it's countdown time again. The votes poured in, and when the dust had cleared, number 61 was by the Crystals, a group discovered by Phil Spector in Brooklyn in 1961. Then he kissed her. Lala Brooks, Dee Kennebroo, the Crystals, and Then He Kissed Me. You voted that number 61 on the 1989 Rock and Roll Oldies Show Countdown. I'm Dick Bartley. Hello, happy weekend, and welcome to the program. These are the greatest oldies of all time, and you'll hear them presented from worst to first as you voted for them in the countdown. Brought to you in part tonight by Phillips 66 Super Clean Gasolines. I know many of you plan parties around our countdown show every year, and I think that's great. Best wishes to the camping gang in Sioux City, Iowa, the Locks, the Slaughters, the Kirchmeyers, and all 8 kids. They're tuned in and partying around the campfire tonight. Another T-shirt we draw at random from all the votes received. We're giving away Rock and Roll Oldies Show custom T-shirts tonight. This one goes to Lynn Jaworski in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Lynn voted for Gene Pitney's Only Love Can Break a Heart, and others on her card. Stay with me for more hoppin', boppin', rockin' and rollin'. We'll be right back. And now, back to the Rock and Roll Oldies Show Countdown with Danny and the Juniors. According to your votes on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show, countdown hit number 60 at the Hop, Danny and the Juniors, a group formed in high school in Philadelphia in 1955. On to number 59, the group was known as Sparrow in Canada. About 1965, they moved to Los Angeles, and in 1967, they became known as Steppenwolf. Here's Magic Carpet Ride. Magic Carpet Ride. Number 58 on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show 1989 Countdown Special, The Tokens. They came out of Brooklyn in the mid-50s. Neil Sedaka was a founding member. He wasn't with them on this recording. The Lion Sleeps Tonight went to number 1 in 61.
Oh,
A whim away to you too. The Tokens and The Lion Sleeps Tonight at number 58. I kind of feel like a Roman emperor on my rock and roll throne. Let the countdown continue. Number 57, it was number 1 for, a couple of months back in 1970, and you voted it in at 57 in this year's 1989 Rock and Roll Oldies Show Countdown. Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Contours, Do You Love Me Now That I Can Dance? You voted at number 56 this year on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show Countdown. Barry Gordy wrote that for the Temps, but gave it to the Contours. At number 55, The Music Explosion.
now when you're feeling low and
Welcome back. Let's get back to the countdown. Number 52 in the 1989 Countdown Spectacular on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show. Ronnie and the Ronettes and Be My Little Baby from 1963. That's countdown hit 52 this year on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show. From 1967, Flo and Eddie, The Turtles. Imagine me and you, I do. L.A. high school friends since 1961. Mark Fullman and Howard Kalin were the Night Riders, the Crossfires, the Turtles, then Flo and Eddie. On with countdown hit number 50 on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show. Alabama's Percy Sledge, When a Man Loves a Woman.
when a man loves a woman. Dick Bartley's Rock and Roll Oldies Show.
Number 49, The Marcells.
Great tunes and good times.
Welcome to the countdown.
The Rock and Roll Oldies Show. Help, I need somebody. Help, oh, Johnny, go. Go. Johnny, be
Chuck Berry from 1958. We've got the pedal to the metal. It's countdown time on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show. Number 45, thanks to your votes, the West Texas sound of Bobby Fuller and the Four, and I Fought the Law. Next up, the first of 3 Beach Boys classics in our 1989 countdown on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show. At number 44, an ode to the California good life, the warm sun, the cool waves, the beautiful girls on the beach. It's California Girls.
She ran away, and I wonder where she will stay. My little runaway,
Run, Run, Runaway. One of the early 60s great top 40 rock and rollers, Del Shannon from 1961. These guys were the 13th Floor Elevators, recruited by Sloan and Barry to become the Grassroots in the mid-60s. You voted Midnight Confessions countdown hit 42. 1971's Layla by Derek and the Dominoes, the story of a tortured love affair, is number 41 on our countdown. The Rock and Roll Oldies Show countdown of your all-time favorite oldies continues. You voted Sam and Dave, number 40. Double Dynamite, Sam and Dave, Sam Moore, Dave Prater, and Soul Man from 1967. Named after the Mutual of New York sign in New York City. Moni Moni, you voted at number 39. James Brown, the godfather of soul. 1965's I Got You, I Feel Good is number 38 on our Rock and Roll Oldies Show countdown. Checking in at number 37, the first Hispanic hit in rock and roll history, La Bamba. Wooly Bully at number 36. Number 35, one of the most recorded, most requested, and most slowed down hits in rock history. Louie Louie, the King's Men. At number 34, the record that brought the King all the way back in 1969.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out.
On the Rock and Roll Oldies Show countdown, it's a Detroit double play from Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band to Smokey Robinson's My Girl, written for the Temptin' Temptations. Hit by hit, memory by memory. We're counting them down on the way to 1. Let's resume the 1989 countdown edition of the Rock and Roll Oldies Show with hit number 31, the first of 3 Rolling Stones hits in this year's countdown. Paint It Black.
The best music. The Rock and Roll Oldies Show.
Hey Jude, Paul and the Beatles, they're number 1 from 1968. And a former number 1 on this countdown. Yes, it's countdown time again on Dick Bartley's original Rock and Roll Oldies Show. We're in the 20s now. Number 27 to be precise, which according to your votes is by Lou Christie.
Listen to me, baby, you gotta understand. You're old enough to know.
Let's continue our countdown with the record you voted the 26th biggest hit of all time.
Oh, the shark. Top 40 classics.
We have a countdown full.
The Rock and Roll Oldies Show.
So let's get right on with it. Number 22 in the 1989 countdown. The first of 3 number 1s by The Association from Los Angeles. Number 22 in the countdown this year. Terry Kirkman, The Association, and Cherish Is the Word. 10 years after they formed as the Blue Velvets in El Cerrito, California, they hit the top of the charts as Creedence Clearwater Revival. Your number 21 countdown hit, Proud Mary.
Left a good job in the city.
Well, let's get right back to the countdown with one of 4 Beatles songs on the list tonight. Twist and Shout.
Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby.
First recorded by the Isley Brothers. John and the Beatles and Twist and Shout at number 19 on the 89 Countdown Spectacular from the Rock and Roll Oldies Show. Now, unlike the Beatles, these guys didn't play their own instruments. We knew that, but we loved them nonetheless. The Monkees.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales.
Solid gold favorites. The Rock and Roll Oldies Show.
We're getting ever closer to number 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 5th and final hour of the original Rock and Roll Oldies Show 1989 Countdown Special. I'm Dick Bartley. Stay with me during the next hour for the 14 biggest hits in Top 40 history, as determined by listener votes from all over the U.S. and Canada.
I bet you wondered how I knew. The Rock and Roll Oldies Show.
Welcome back to the hot side of the Summer of Love. At number 10 on the 1989 countdown, Jim Morrison and the Doors from 1967, Light My Fire.
You know that it would be untrue.
Nights in White Satin from Days of Future Past. The Moody Blues at
Number 9.
Thank you very much. Number 8, with this one, the Beatles started their rocket ride to worldwide fame in 64.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. Dick Bartley, the Rock and Roll Oldies Show.
And we're back with number 6, a song that's been number 1 3 times with 3 different versions. Here's the original and the best, Little Eva.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Let's resume the Rock and Roll Oldies Show 1989 countdown with number 3. This record was number 1 the past 2 years on this countdown. It came close again this year, but had to settle for 3rd. The Righteous Brothers.
Never close your eyes.
Countdown, you've lost that lovin' feelin', The Righteous Brothers, on the Rock and Roll Oldies Show. That brings us to number 2, a fine man, a great rock and roller, and the world is somehow not as interesting without his unique voice.
Pretty woman, walking down the street, pretty woman.
Hi, Dick Bartley back with this year's Rock and Roll Oldies Show Countdown number 1. It's a song of epic proportions, a movie, in fact, of the Rock and Roll Top 40 era. You elected Don McLean's American Pie.
Long, long time ago,